any and everything show with your hosts, Jake and George.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Glad to have you here.
Mm-hmm.
Glad to be here. Episode 104
That's right.
of the critically acclaimed Any and Everything show.
The critics love it.
Back by the skin of our teeth.
Well, some of us.
Just barely got here.
I mean, Jake, you showed up today. No questions, no problems asked.
Yeah, this was it was my first time ever running out of gas on the road.
I thought you. Is that true?
On the road, yeah. I ran out of gas in a parking lot once.
Okay.
Recently, last summer.
It's happening more and more frequent.
Yeah, you think I'd learn by the first mistake. But, this time I was driving and the car stopped, so.
Luckily, you had AAA.
Luckily, my mom still has the family plan with that AAA card.
That's right.
It's come in handy for sure. I would recommend.
How much is it?
Gonna have to ask Paula.
You would recommend that everyone's parents out there get AAA.
yeah, maybe. I mean, it definitely comes in handy. I didn't have to pay for the service, but you do have to pay every year, obviously, to have the card. But I think it's definitely the benefits definitely outweigh how much it costs.
Depends. What would be the most you would pay for AAA?
The most I would pay,
Yep.
like a year of AAA, I would pay $200 a year for myself. Couldn't tell you if that's even close to how much it costs. Could cost $200, could cost $1,000. I couldn't tell you.
Okay, so it depends. Depends what you have.
I think we're premium. I think we got the.
Do you think you have the top?
I don't know. I could tell you my wallet's in the car though.
It's not that important. But
give me a ballpark.
I'll put in my zip code. I don't fucking care. It could be anywhere from 59 a year, 91 a year, 119 a year.
Lower your mic,
Plus?
George. You're not even talking into your mic over here.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Yeah, I mean that. Think about it. I mean, I was broken down on the side of the road. Called them up, and they have the nearest AAA certified person come out and give me a hand.
Mm-hmm.
And this time it was a gentleman named Luis coming from, I don't know, about 10 miles out.
Yep.
And they give you an estimate that they could be there anywhere between a half hour to 90 minutes. Luckily, he was on the shorter end. He was there in about a half hour. And he filled me up, and I went along my merry way. Tipped him a nice $5. And I'm here now. It just goes to show that nothing stops the production.
That's right. 104 was coming out this week, like it or not.
Yeah, but it was we can open the beer first.
Yeah, Jake's earned it.
I'll share my first experience of breaking down on the side of the road with no gas. Ooh, tossing the can with
this week
authority.
We have from Beer Tree Brew, brewed and canned in Johnson City, New York. It is the Slightly Fuzzy. It's a mango and lime Berliner Weiss.
Yeah, so it's like a German beer, I believe. Most of their what are they called? Like that's like a German Pilsner, I'm pretty sure.
Could be.
This is this is a show based around some beer knowledge. So we should be kind of accurate.
Minimal beer knowledge.
But I've heard those terms around the German beer culture. Like I've heard those terms.
Have you?
I mean, I've been to Munich.
Where is Munich?
In Germany. That's where Oktoberfest
What section?
is.
What
section?
What geographical quadrant?
What do you mean? What do you even
North,
mean
west,
by that?
south?
I don't know.
East?
Central?
That was none of the options.
That's where I'm going with. Munich, I'm guessing South Germany. Couldn't even tell you why I think that way. But this is a full beer. Look at this. I pop the cap.
Wow.
It is right at the top here.
It's like it's actually got the concave top where it's actually
It's just
overflowing.
waiting for me to drink it.
Munich, Jake,
Slightly fuzzy.
you'll be happy to know,
Mango and lime.
is in South Germany. Now, I asked before you got so angry at me, right? The Berliner Weiss is a cloudy, sour beer of around 5% alcohol, which this is 4.6 or 8, 4.5, even less, by volume. It is a regional variation of the wheat beer style from Northern Germany,
Northern Germany.
dating back to at least the 16th century.
So I wasn't even in the region where this beer is from. But I was hearing the term thrown around.
Mm-hmm. You hear what they do up north?
Don't even want to know.
They make Berliner Weisses.
The Weisses. Those Heisens, Weissens,
Hoffenweissens.
Hoffenheisers, all those.
Yeah.
I mean, the beer tent we were in when we were in Munich was the Hofbrauhaus. It's really cool.
Sounds cool.
Yeah.
Now, I don't want to interrupt you here.
Yeah.
But you didn't do your intro, but you did do your
Oh, wow, yeah, sorry. I'm a little flustered.
But you did do your first sip.
I did
and I
do the
feel like
first
you
sip.
should react to your first sip because it was quite the visual reaction.
It's a really subtle exterior of this can.
Mine as well, filled to the brim.
I actually don't. Yeah, I know you pop it open and it overflows actually. But it's a subtle can. It's got this nice matte gradient to it. Nothing too loud.
Pastel.
Yeah, it's a nice looking soft
fade.
can.
Yeah.
A very explosive first flavor in the drink. Like
a lot of flavor for a 4.5%.
Yeah, and it also says slightly fuzzy. I would say it is extremely fuzzy. Like there is a ton of like carbonation and bubbles when you drink this. A lot of flavor. So far so good. I'm a fan of the sours, a little more bitter, tart. So bringing up the spirits a little bit, I think this beer is a solid starting off as a B. A solid B, 85%.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I mean it packs a flavor punch. Especially coming off of the one that we had last week that was supposed to have a hint of lime.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, this is showing it up. I can taste the lime so much more.
This is mango and lime, and there's some lime.
Yeah. Well, I guess it makes sense that the lime it can be a little bit more front forward in a sour beer because that lime is quite puckerish. But if you're just joining us,
oh
yeah, sorry.
Jake, just because somebody's car ran out of gas doesn't mean you could just mix
it's anarchy today.
Yeah,
it's
Jake's
full
just
anarchy.
off the rails. No, I'll give this one. I'll go C+ to start.
Yeah, okay.
C+.
I also think it's a very satisfying beer tree brew. All 4 letters.
True.
And it's just a very satisfying title on the can.
Yeah, no, the can definitely is what drew me in.
4.5%.
There were a couple of IPAs I could have went with for today's episode, but I really tried to find one that one wasn't an IPA and 2 drew me in, and there weren't many options. I feel like nowadays when you go, there's just a ton of IPAs.
It is true. IPAs do tend to take over.
Yeah.
The
craft beer market.
Yeah, that's for sure. But this is really good. Very flavorful.
Yeah, it's different.
So I digress. If you're just joining us for the first time, welcome. It's great to have you. And if you're back listening again for some God known, who knows why you're still here, but we appreciate that you are here.
Spent 104 weeks with us.
This is the Any and Everything show. Each week, George and I, we get together, we open up a brand new beer, we review the beer, and we talk about it. But we don't just talk about beer, because who wants to sit around and listen to just talks about hops and flavor?
Hoffenweissens and
ABVs. Like, who cares?
Not even us.
Not even us. And this is a beer podcast. We talk about a little bit of any and everything because in this crazy, crazy world, there's just way too much to talk about. George, am I right?
Jake, you are right.
Woo. So yeah, quick detour to get here.
Well, I wouldn't call it so much of a detour.
Yeah, but it was a bump in the road.
That's more of, yeah. You didn't have to veer your path.
I didn't. I technically did not have to
Stayed
veer
on the same
anywhere.
the
road.
correct road the whole way.
Wasn't on the best road, a 2-lane S-curve type road. If anyone is familiar with the northern New Jersey back roads, it's very windy, and that's where I was.
One of the windier areas.
Yeah, I would definitely concur. So I had to give the guy a call, AAA a call, and I ran out of gas. And
the guy.
They ask for landmarks. They ask you what road you're on.
Yeah.
And then they're like, "Are you near any houses or businesses?" And I said, I'm not really. Like, I'm not in the best. I'm in a very rural area right here.
Yep.
I said, "There's a police station half a mile up the road. There's a baseball field on the corner of that road. There's a state park." And he goes, "But there's no like businesses or houses." I'm like, "No, I'm doing the best I can."
Yeah, you were in the middle of a woodsy road.
And I mean, there's houses, but they're like kind of spread out in the like.
There's Milford Manor. Or
Oh,
not
right.
Milford Manor, Ringwood Manor.
Ringwood Manor.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, okay. I'm on the map here. Like, so you're kind of near these roads." And I'm like, "Yeah. I'm near." He was,
Yeah, whatever you
saying the roads. And I'm like, "Yeah, that's familiar." And it's kind of cool. What they do is they put a pin in a map of where they think you are. Mm-hmm. But I wish they had like the opposite feature, where like you could send them your pin,
Right.
because that would make a little bit more
Does
sense.
AAA not have an app?
They do have the app, but like you can't just be like, "Hey, I'm here, come get me," type thing. You gotta like put in a claim and everything on the phone.
I feel like you should be able to do that on an app.
Yeah, so what they do is they take the best
And then maybe
known.
they give you a call and then.
Right, so that's what you'd think. They'd give you the best known position, and they'd put a pin in the map, and then they send you a text with like an update, a live update of your driver. So it's kind of like Uber. You can see them like driving. And I saw that the pin was farther up the road, the other way. And I was like, all right, well, if the guy's gonna
pass you.
Yeah, if the guy's gonna come down, he's gonna have to pass me. But he was coming from like another way.
Yeah.
So you either turn left or right onto that road, and if you turn left onto the road I was on, you're going up back towards where I came. And if you turned right, you're coming towards my way. And the pin was on the other side, so like the guy was gonna turn left. And I was just watching the guy, and I was like, but there's no number for me to call.
Right.
For the truck, which is kind of
Unlike
strange.
Uber.
Yeah, so like you couldn't be like, "Hey, just so you know, like don't turn left, turn right."
Right.
And I was watching him. I'm like, I hope he doesn't turn left, but he's gonna because my pin was there. And then I watched him. And he turned left. I'm like, shit. And then I can slowly just see his car like pass my point, and then it's like keep going. And then he called me. I said, "Hey, yeah, no, sorry, there's no way for me to get in contact with you." But the AAA guy put my pin up the road, so like I'm the other way. And it's, "Oh, no problem."
Yeah, I'm sure that happens literally every time.
He's like, "All right, I'll see you soon." He's like, "Are you outside your car?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's kind of like not the best curve, right?" And I mean, people are flying around the corner, and I wish I had like a flare or something, or like
I'm sure you don't.
I might have some sort of like cone or something in my car to put, but like I would have been risking it to go out and like put it.
That's
down.
why it would be nice to have a flare because you could just popped it and tossed it.
right in the middle of the street.
Yeah.
But I did go on Waze and I put that like there was a car on the shoulder. Like anyone really cares.
You earn some bonus points on Waze. For
maybe.
Level yourself up.
And he came around and I was like expecting like more of like a tow truck, but he was coming from like a tire shop. And
well, you said you were only missing gas, so.
Right. So he wasn't coming with a tow truck, but I was just expecting that for some reason. And
just pulled up in like
it was just like a
two-door sedan.
It was like an orange van with like lights on it. And he comes around the corner and there's traffic behind him and he throws his lights on and like he veers off the road behind me. And then all the cars behind him, like slam on their brakes because like they were kind of following him close, and he didn't really know where I was.
Right.
I was kind of expecting him to come around slower, like looking for a car, but Luis came in pretty hot.
That's how Luis rolls. Jake.
And there was not a lot of small talk. It was pretty much pop the tank.
I feel like that's what you want, though. You really want.
Yeah, no, he was here.
You really want the guy who's bringing you gas to small talk you.
No, that's a good point. But he was straight to business.
Yeah, you're on the side of a shitty, windy road.
Yeah, and
with
I went in.
No signs, no lights, no houses, no businesses.
Yeah.
How long you want to stand on the side of the road? Luis wanted in and out.
Super nice guy. I went in to pop the tank, and he's like, "Oh, you can just stay in the car. You can just stay in the car." I was like, I'll just stand out here because like I just want to make sure like whatever. I just felt weird like in the car. He was
you're gonna be one of those dads who when they hire someone. Like,
no, I'm not gonna teach him how to do their job.
No, don't teach him, but just like hang out in the house and like watch him.
I did say
then be like, and then while he's like under your sink fixing your pipe, you just be like, "Oh, so you a Giants fan or?"
Noticed your socks. I don't know if you're.
Oh, you wear Hanes Ultra Fit socks? Me too. The wife just keeps buying them for me. I love it. I love them. They're comfy.
You got to admit though, the stretch during these jobs though, you need the stretch and the flexibility. But I did say a dad line while he was filling me up.
Of course you did.
Because he said he had asked me like how many miles to the gallon I get. Mm-hmm. I said about like 26 or so, and he's like, "Oh, you should be good." Mm-hmm. And I was like, "Is that all the gas you have just in case like my car doesn't start up?" Because I don't know how much he had poured in at the time. And he's like, "Yeah, this is all I have."
You're questioning him. You asked him in a condescending way, Jake. You went, "Is that all the gas?"
I said, "Just in case my car doesn't start up, is there any more gas?"
Is that
there?
all
and
the
he's
gas?
like, "This is all I got."
Yeah.
So
is that all
Luis
the gas
knows. He's been around the block a few times.
That's right.
But I said, I know there's a gas station like a mile up the road, and my estimated miles to zero was about 9
before you broke down.
Before I broke down,
right?
So little PSA: don't always trust the how many miles you have empty thing because it's failed me both times. And I said, "Yeah, it said I had 9 miles, and I thought I was really going to make it, but I said, I guess the car had other plans of its own."
That was your dad line?
Yeah, it was just like a kind of a small little joke thing, and I mean, he was filling up the tank. He probably didn't even hear it, but it was more of just like
was that even a joke?
It was kind of just like, it said it had 9 miles, but it had, it had other plans. And he was just filling the tank and probably didn't hear it, I'm assuming.
Maybe.
It's a busy road.
Maybe he just ignored it.
He probably ignored it.
I'm trying to think of another way you could say, like, "Oh, if only my..."
I don't know how other way I could spin it.
Said I had 9 miles, but if only my... I don't know. I got nothing.
I think that's why I spit out that line.
Yeah, and then he was just like, he just probably rolled his eyes and didn't look at you, so you thought
right.
He didn't hear you, but all along he was like,
"Fuck." I hope he chuckled or something, but probably didn't. But
anyway,
we move on.
Hit the button.
What button? You can't say hit the button.
TMK.
Oh, okay.
TMYK.
Hold on, I should have that.
All right, Jake, thanks for hitting the button.
Yeah, no problem.
When was the drinking age changed from 18 to 21 in the U.S.?
Recently, I think. I want to say...
Like 2018?
No, not that recent. 18 to 21?
Uh-huh.
I want to say early 2000s.
No.
Later? Earlier?
Earlier.
Wait. Maybe I'm thinking...
You thought people could drink at 18 in at 2000?
Kind of.
No, that's not true.
All right, then
it is
92.
No, you're getting closer.
86.
You're getting much closer.
85.
Getting much closer.
84.
Yeah. All right. The National Minimum Drink Age Act of 1984, dead giveaway, was passed on July 17th, 1984. By the United States Congress. It punished every state that allowed persons below 21 years to purchase and publicly possess alcoholic beverages by reducing its annual federal highway approachment by 10%.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Approachment.
Approachment.
But anyway, 1984, you were able to drink till at 18 in some states.
Oh, you know what? I might have been thinking of tobacco.
That was definitely in our lifetime.
Yeah,
that changed.
Because I remember a change, something going to 18 to 21, and like I remember hearing about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we might have just turned like 18, or we were close. Like we might have been 16. Like it was like some people in our grade were like, "Oh,
yeah,
I was just about to be able to buy dip or something."
Yeah, and it was like for some reason I kind of remember being like, it was like gonna affect me, and I didn't even like smoke. You know, I was like, oh, you know, they changed the law, so I mean,
but you somewhat smoke cigars.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. But
So,
I never like bought them as
because you
a
couldn't.
youngster. Yeah, I guess
You would have been able to buy them at 18.
Yeah, I usually had whatever my dad had. I wasn't like a 19-year-old going out there trying to find a nice stogie.
Because you couldn't.
Right, because I couldn't.
Maybe
that's why I didn't do it.
I think maybe if it was still if that even was the rule, if it was 18 when we turned 18 and we couldn't go buy alcohol, we probably would have went and tried to buy cigars because that's just what you do. I
think we would have been like cigar savants by
when
now.
you turn of age of something. I feel like you just go do it because you can.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like as soon as you turn 18, you go buy lottery tickets, like a scratch off or two, because you can.
Yeah.
As soon as you turn 21, everyone gets hammered.
Yep, the forbidden fruit.
Everyone goes and buys their first beer legally, like
yeah,
just because you can.
That is true.
As soon as you get your license, what do? You fill your car up and go to a fast food place.
Yeah, fly down the road. Freedom. That first taste of freedom. Mm-hmm. I remember getting my license, or my, the basic back in the day, where it was like a curfewed license.
Mm-hmm. The provisional.
Provisional, yeah.
Yes.
So no one in the car, but you can only drive between certain hours,
mm-hmm.
not a certain amount of passengers.
Mm-hmm. You had to have someone in the passenger seat 21 years or older with 3 years of a license under their belt.
Wait, wasn't there a license, though, where those rules were, like, lessened? Like the basic license for a year, and then...
Well, you had your permit. You had your permit for a year that you had to have... Oh, no, that's what... A permit, you have to have someone 21 years older.
Okay, and then the provisional license is
you
like
had for
that
a year
buffer
that
before you get your actual
You could drive
license.
on your own, but you had,
that's what I remember was the first, like ounce of freedom in a car that I had.
Because you could go out on your own.
Yeah, but you couldn't drive past, like,
it was like
10
you had to.
PM,
You also had to go with, like, a parent or a student driving teacher or something to go get your license.
Yeah.
So, like, you had to go to the test with someone.
Yep.
You brought them home, dropped them off, and just left.
Yeah.
For the first time.
Yep. That is true. I wonder how different it's going to be when our kids have to drive.
Why?
Just in, because I've heard that the driving test has changed instrumentally since
Really?
we've gone.
How so?
So they don't. Some states now do not test on parallel parking.
Some states.
Yep.
What about New Jersey?
'Cause
Because that's where we got our license.
yeah, I don't think my sister had to parallel park for her driver's license.
How old is she?
She is 5 years younger than I am. I might be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure.
I think you're making all of this
I
up.
think my dad taught her
Because
just in
that's
case.
just what you do, I think.
Like he always, because we do. I mean, I parallel park a bunch.
Well,
still.
you worked in the city and live in
That is true.
a city.
I enjoy the thrill of finding parking sometimes. Where people I know people hate it. Like I feel bad when people come and have to find parking. But if I was to go somewhere
every time I come there.
yeah, exactly. It's always a shit show. But if someone was like, "Hey, parking's kind of a wreck," I'd be like, "Don't even worry about it. I'll let you know when I got parking, and then I'll come in." Like that's kind of my.
You
I
don't
like
mind
that.
circling the block.
I like
waiting for
the
that
search.
You know why, Jake? You're a man who doesn't just like, but loves fishing.
I do. So it's the hunt.
And it's literally kind of the same thing of just taking your time, casting out the line.
Never really put that analogy together.
That's you just circling the. Every time you
throwing the wall.
Every time you get back to the
out.
front of the building, it's like gotta cast it back out.
No bites this time. No
do another
bites.
lap.
Let's
Cast
switch
it
it
back
up.
out.
Maybe go down this
Oh,
road.
a nibble. Oh, someone was there first. Someone already had their blinker on. Do it one
Wow,
more time.
maybe parking is kind of like fishing.
Sounds like fishing.
Because a lot of people hate fishing and a lot of people hate parking.
See, I like fishing, but I don't really. I mean, I like parking, but I don't like circling.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, I wouldn't say I love parking, but it doesn't like ever bother me if there's no parking at someone's apartment somewhere. Mm-hmm. We used to have to go into like Hoboken to visit a couple of our friends' apartments, and just going in, there's no parking.
Right.
It's street or nothing.
Right.
So
right.
Yeah, it's always an adventure.
It's the thrill of the hunt.
Yeah, but what was our kids? So there's no more e-brake. I remember that was big. We had to take a car with an e-brake.
Yep.
Now all of them are button pushes for the emergency brake, foot things for the emergency brake. But man, I loved pulling up the emergency.
I still
brake.
got one.
I know. Yeah, manual cars. They still
got the manual. I still got the yank.
Yeah, I mean, my dad did it out of habit. Whenever he parked his old SUV, the old 4Runner that I grew up in and I'm still obsessed with, he would just park and pull the e-brake up.
Even though it was an automatic car.
It was an automatic car. Our drive was on a slight hill. It was an older car, so maybe we just did it out of old habit. He used to drive a stick shift in college, so it could just been habit. And I always did it, not knowing that it had no effect on like an automatic car.
Right.
So I was just like, every time we parked, like a flat parking lot, crank it right up.
Maybe that's why you missed it so much, because you always did it.
Dude, I loved it. It was so satisfying.
And like you said, your dad did it out of habit. Maybe you just have that habit that you're just like, it's like itching its way back to your surface.
Yeah.
That you just want to rip that e-brake every time you park.
I wish I had a car that had a crank e-brake.
I mean, it's okay.
Yeah, but you have to admit it is satisfying. It clicks.
It does click.
It just feels like, oh, now my car's locked in. That shit ain't going anywhere.
I got to yank it in
that car
position.
Superman couldn't move this car.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, let's think. We got at least another 20 years, right? Until our kids are taken. At least 20 years until our kids are taken.
Yeah.
Well, no, you start taking lessons at what, 16?
16 probably.
All right, so, yeah, 20 years.
He tried to recorrect yourself. I mean, if you had a kid in 9 months, or who knows, maybe you're pregnant now and you have a kid in 6 months.
18 years, let's say.
Yeah, 18 years.
Who knows what kind of cars are going to be trying to drive around here.
Maybe no one drives anything.
Don't even need to take a driver's test.
No, you just need to apply for a auto flight permit.
Yeah, it's kind of like being able to fly. You just have to like show proof of ID to be able to get into a car.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you might just have to scan your ID to show that you own the car, and then it'll go.
It's crazy. I'm kind of worried.
That seems like it'll be a quick, a little too quick for stuff like that. But you never know, I feel like.
Yeah. There's always going to be people, though, who don't love where the car industry goes, though. I feel like the people are always going to love to drive a car and have, like, a gas car.
Well, I think for at least another generation.
Yeah.
I think kids these days, as they're getting a taste of driving.
Kids these days.
Will want to, some of them will want to drive a car. But I think if in our lifetime it becomes like a antique to even have a driving car, then it will only take like 2 generations to not want to drive cars anymore.
Probably, and
I think if the kids all grow up with automatic cars where they can just play board games with their parents while they're going down the highway.
It's like, why would they ever want?
Why would they ever want to do anything
so
else?
true. Like, let's go back to like an archaic.
Let's go back to where I have
state.
to like white knuckle down a highway with both hands
and worry about other idiots.
And while my wife and my kids are talking to me, I can't take my eyes off the road.
Yeah, and I could run out of gas.
And you could run out of gas.
Yeah, that's a good point. Why go back to an archaic state when you're
because I think
the
the way it is now, like people love classic cars and they like to go back and drive like the 3-speed transmissions and stuff, but it's really kind of still the same principle of driving a car. It's just appreciating the older style of car.
Right.
I think the technology, if it were to advance where everyone had self-driving cars all the time, that eventually people would not want to go back to driving cars.
I agree.
It'll take a while, but I think our generation will always want to drive cars.
Yeah. And there's probably some right now who would love just like never having to drive a car.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's already happening, but I feel like it's still not fully. You still can't put all like Teslas can drive on highways and main roads, but I don't know how well a Tesla would do auto driving on the road that you broke down on today.
Yeah, it's true. I don't know. I don't know if I trust those Teslas yet.
Me either.
Well, that's why we don't have them, George. Also because they're like 60 grand.
I mean, yeah. There's factors, Venn diagram of reasons.
Yeah. This is a left turn we're taking here on topics. But
Speaking of cars.
Recently. Megan
What's the opposite
and
of recently?
Recently, let's see. I don't know, actually.
Because you could say long ago, but that doesn't really.
Once was
it's
a
not.
time?
It's not really the same kind of
Yeah, back in the day.
opposite
Recently?
of in the recent past. Is formerly,
Oh,
previously, or earlier.
Formerly, I kind of like. Back in my former years.
In my recent years, in my former years.
Yeah.
Former. Okay.
But for lunch
Recently.
yeah, Meg and I have been making
What'd-
really good paninis.
What'd you guys make formerly?
Formerly, no panini.
Okay.
Now,
Recently?
recently,
Panini. Okay.
and
Uh,
I think.
Oh, you guys are both working from home.
Yeah. So we're both from home, right? So lunchtime comes around, all right, what can we make? What we got? And
You have a George Foreman grill
so we
or
used
something?
to have a panini maker, and we never used it. So
Okay.
we got rid of it.
Yep.
Okay.
And now
Now,
you're making paninis every day.
yeah, the other day Megan was like, "Oh, it sounds really good. Like these ingredients in a panini." I'm like, wow, that sounds really good.
Yep.
We don't have a panini maker, so we just did a whole kind of how you'd make a grilled cheese, but we just pressed it down with another pan on top of it to smush it.
Mm-hmm.
And the panini was so good that we're just turning all of our sandwiches now into paninis.
Mm.
And I think the panini is an underrated sandwich.
Okay.
I don't think a lot of people go for paninis. Is what
I enjoy a panini.
Do you? Do you
From time to
when was
time.
the last time you had a panini though?
A week or two ago.
Really?
Yeah, why is that so crazy?
I don't know. I just
you want to know what's even crazier?
I pass right.
I had a panini from ShopRite.
Oh wow! They made one there,
Oh wow!
or it was
ShopRite. I don't know what your
They got a
local
hot
supermarket
section?
is. Yeah, they have they have prepared food section.
Mm.
They have hot lunches. You can probably pick up wings or pierogies on whatever day it is. And then they have a little frozen cold food section where you can get chicken cutlets and pastas and whatnot and vegetables that you just put in the fridge for a day or two and then you can take out. And then they have a couple sandwiches, pre-made sandwiches. They got hoagies, subs.
Dang.
And they got some paninis. So maybe once a month I grab a pre-made panini from ShopRite.
Maybe it's just because I always kind of glance right past panini for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
I've always just overlooked the panini.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe other people don't. But I think it might be an underappreciated sandwich.
It might be.
Because it's just like a warm sub.
Pretty much.
It's like a melt.
Yeah, it kind of depends on... you can't make everything a panini.
Right. You can't make everything a panini. But you can make
But
just
you probably
about
could. Yeah.
anything a panini.
Do you guys have a go-to panini?
Yeah, so we had leftover baked chicken.
Mm-hmm.
And we sliced it up and we made a chicken, tomato, mozzarella pesto panini.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so good.
Mm-hmm.
like one of those things that you make at home and you're like, why do I ever pay for things out? Like those kind of good.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
And now we've just been trying to recreate new panini.
I'm starving.
Yeah, I know. Just saying that made it sound
Like I was kind of hungry, and I was going to be able to make it through his podcast, but
you might have to
I could taste the panini right now.
order a pizza at halftime.
Might have to.
But
Something we've never done.
that is true.
We've never ordered food and like got it at halftime.
I know. I feel like a lot of podcasts do it.
Do
I
they?
have that gut feeling. And they just like
You don't know. You just know.
yeah, yeah. They take a break. But it was so good.
It's been so good. Recently, it's been good.
I would encourage people to maybe go for the panini next time.
Are you guys then discussing reacquiring a panini maker?
Yeah, we might have to. I mean, the way we've been making it is doing just fine.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe just for that convenience and getting the real.
Yeah. What if
panini
it takes it to
experience.
the next level?
Yeah, because
What if it could only get better?
The thing about the paninis when they have those grill lines in them from the press, we don't get that, and maybe
The people out there are only listening to this, but Jake physically grabbed a handle and cranked it down to press the panini about 4 or 5 times just
that's
now.
what you do.
Just every time I think the word panini came out, he grabbed the handle and pulled it down.
Maybe that's the experience.
And I saw him hit the panini with his hand and then squish it a little.
Yeah, because you're.
I saw him really give it a little extra oomph on the handle.
Yeah, because you're dropping it down, and then you get that little friction, and you
press it.
really got to lock
You
it
got to
in.
press it. Yeah,
Kind of like the e-brake. It's the e-brake of the food world.
that's right. I'm sensing a lot of similarities here.
So yeah, maybe pick up a panini next time because I've been loving it.
Yeah,
Just the smushed hot sandwich is really all it is.
that's true.
That crispy bread, but we haven't done it with proper panini bread, which is usually that.
So you're missing out. I feel like you can't. I feel like you should wait to do the proper panini bread until you get the panini maker.
Yeah, you can't.
That way, it's like you're in the minors, and there's no dipping your toe in the majors.
Right.
You just get the whole call up.
That's true.
And you're hitting bombs in the majors.
Yeah, we can't be doing the disservice of putting panini bread on a generic
in between
pan.
2 pans.
Yeah, that's a disgrace, actually.
Yeah, to the panini world.
But if anyone's got panini recipes, I'm all ears.
You know what I
now.
always found funny? Baseball cards?
I know baseball cards.
You ever heard of them?
Heard of them? Don't have many.
The trading cards,
Yeah.
if you will. Panini is a big trading card brand.
Is it really? Is it
Yeah,
actually
like they
called
have like
Panini?
Topps. You ever heard of Topps cards?
Yep.
Panini is a brand of trading card.
Mm.
I always thought that was a funny name.
That is an odd name for a
Which
card
came
industry.
first, Panini or Panini?
The panini or panini? I would say the sandwich came first.
Yeah, I would say so too. But
Have to guess.
what's the origin of either? Where'd you come from?
Yeah, we gotta get a "Where'd You Come From" jingle because
What are you looking up?
panini.
What about it, Jake?
History. I'm guessing it came from Italy. I can only guess.
In Italian, the noun panino is a
Meaning small bread.
diminutive of pan, bread, and refers to a bread roll.
Mm-hmm.
Pantino imbottito, stuffed panino, refers to a sandwich, but the word panino is also often used alone to indicate a sandwich in general.
Yeah, panini, meaning small bread, is where this sandwich got its term. Or panino, right? Meaning bread roll with Italian bread. Oh, yeah, the ciabatta, dude. We got to get the ciabatta. Rosetta or machetta. Man, they got some good sounding breads. We have rye, wheat, sourdough. I do like a good sourdough bread, though.
Well, Panini America Inc. Panini is an Italian company headquartered in Modena, Italy, named after the Panini brothers who founded it in 1961. The company produces books, comics, magazines, stickers, trading cards, and other items.
All right.
So the trading cards and other stuff was named after a pair of brothers. The sandwich was just That's just what you call it. It's just literally the Italian word for it, pretty much.
So the first U.S. reference to a panini dates back to 1956, but the precursor appeared in a 16th century Italian cookbook.
All right. I'm going to get us off this panini conversation along the lines of food, Jake.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're recording this before Wednesday, because I said that I would put out polls now every Wednesday.
Oh, right, yeah.
On our Instagram.
Pre-Wednesday poll.
Any and everything show. So we'll discuss it here first instead of discussing the results. We'll discuss
I like that. I like that.
The preempt.
The pre-panini.
Well, it doesn't have anything to do with panini.
That's fine.
It just has to do with food, I guess, in a way. So this week's this or that, I guess, is going to be when you're at the movies, Jake.
Mm-hmm.
Candy or popcorn?
And that is a perfect teaser to go into our break.
Oh, okay.
But we do have to review our beer first.
I also have to give a riddle.
Oh, Jesus.
You guys are gonna have to.
teases.
You guys are gonna have to stick around.
Yeah.
One or two, Jake.
2 today. Can't go 1. Got to go 2.
Okay. This week's riddle.
Oh,
If
shit. God.
Fifth.
No.
Fifth.
No.
God. All right. This week's riddle. If you break me, I do not stop working. If you touch me, I may be snared. If you lose me, nothing will matter. What am I? If you break me, I do not stop working. If you touch me, I may be snared. If you lose me, nothing will matter. What am I? So, as Jake said, just a little tease. Stick around after the break to find out about the this or that.
Mm-hmm.
Stick around after the break for the answer to the riddle.
Yep.
Stick around for about 2 more seconds to hear a word for us to describe this beer.
Yep. And then after that, you guys can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Really.
Then you can just fuck right off.
You can go.
You can go suck
to
eggs.
Hell. Suck eggs. So I'm gonna
Beer Tree Brew, slightly fuzzy. Jake, what do you
I'm
got?
gonna say Flavortown.
I feel like you've used that before.
I don't know if I have.
I don't know if you have either. But
I don't.
It sounds...
I don't usually do a lot of Guy Fieri references.
See, Jake, I would thumb you as a guy who would.
Really? I like Guy Fieri, but I don't like.
You like him so much that you're pronouncing his name with like an accent on it. That's how much you like him.
That's not how much. That's how he pronounces his name. So I'm going to respect the
And
man.
you know that because you're a big fan.
All right, I'm a big fan of Guy Fieri. He's a goofball, but makes good food.
Triple D.
Yeah, Triple D.
And then the other one. The Triple G.
Oh, Grocery Games. Guy's Grocery Games.
Yeah. He's all about the triple.
All about the triple.
Triple D,
He does it
Triple G.
big. He does it big, whatever he does.
That's right, just like his hair.
So I'm going Flavortown. A lot of flavor. Really good. I mean, I'm thoroughly enjoying.
Good, Jake. I'm glad. I'm going to go with peachy. Not in the way of the word, but just in the way as an adjective. You know, this beer is peachy.
Mm-hmm.
It's just right. It's good. Also play on the slightly fuzzy name. So, it's just solid so far.
Feeling peachy.
Yep. So,
cool.
maybe we'll order food right now. Bye.
Yeah, maybe we'll go and get a nice little panini. And we're back. Unfortunately, did not get paninis during the break.
No, we did not.
Talked about
very
it, thought about it, but there's no panini delivery service around us. You know,
Jake, we might
be onto something.
We might have to call Guinness because we might be saying the record for saying panini in a.
That is a
episode.
great point. And it's not one of those words that the more you say it, the worse it is. You ever have those words where like the more you talk about the word,
Panini?
it almost doesn't even sound like a word anymore.
Panini.
A panini will always.
It just rolls off.
Yeah, I guess that's what it is. It's just a natural
You don't have to force panini
enjoyable
out.
word, panini.
Panini.
All right, but before the break,
Yes.
you gave us a riddle and also teased us with a poll.
Yep.
So which one do you want to tackle first?
Do you know what the riddle is?
The answer?
Yeah.
I don't.
Oh. Just as a quick reminder, if you break me, I do not stop working. If you touch me, I may be snared. If you lose me, nothing will matter. What am I, Jake? I am a heart.
Oh. Okay. I was thinking something with water. Like you can't like break water.
Well, no, it says if you do break me,
If you
I
do
don't
break
stop
me.
working.
Yeah, I was thinking like if you like break the flow of water, it still flows. Doesn't matter. Got it wrong. We move on.
All right.
If you got it right,
On to the
then
next one.
bravo.
Good for you.
Good for you.
You're just too smart for us. Keep it moving.
All right, now with the Taco Bell
those,
poll
If only we were sponsored
brought to you
Taco Bell.
by.
If those commercials were accurate, we would stop recording right now and just,
It's towards the end.
walk right towards Taco Bell.
It's the very end. So the poll was, when you go to the movies, you going
Candy?
salty, savory, or sweet?
And it's like you can't have both. Right now, you only got $5 to your name. You only got enough to afford candy or popcorn when you're at the movies.
Okay. Though traditionally, I'm always taking sweet over savory. I got a sweet tooth. The movie theaters and popcorn go together.
Now, Jake, this is the second episode in a row you've done this.
What?
You circled one thing, and then you come into the episode.
Wait, I circled the wrong
And
one.
you come into the episode and you say the other thing. And I pick the polls that we are supposed to disagree upon.
Did I really? I filled those out late at night. Maybe I was just like, I was also doing it where I didn't think about it. I just saw one or the other and I picked it, like
You're undermining this whole operation, Jake.
Well, that's what happens though when you fill something out and then you go back over it and ask what you choose again. Like you'd have to ask me like right away and then I would choose it and then we would go over it. But now that we're revisiting and I have a little chance to kind of think it out, I usually love having like a box of snow caps at the movie theaters.
Right.
But just having a nice tub of popcorn, buttery popcorn with that nice crunch during a movie. There's really nothing. There's nothing better. And I haven't done it in years.
Yeah, and we talked about this recently because me and Ari did go to the movies.
Yeah, and you
We've gone-
enjoyed some popcorn.
and we've enjoyed some popcorn. Now I'm having trouble finding the
Where-
screenshot.
I sent it to you.
I know. I saw it earlier. There it is. Number 38 at the movie. Jake has circled very clearly candy.
I'm telling you, it was late at night. Okay.
But I mean, it's tough to argue with you now because I also normally have a sweet tooth. I eat plenty of candy, drink plenty of soda, probably more of both than I should.
I mean, I'll play devil's advocate. I usually don't order the popcorn. I order candy. Megan gets popcorn, big enough for because she doesn't finish anything usually. So usually I always take whatever.
Gotcha.
So I'm always going for the candy, but it's hard to it's hard to enjoy a movie without the popcorn.
Yeah, I think it's easy.
I can live without the candy during the movie, but for some reason, having that popcorn during the movie.
Yeah, and I can live without it too. And watching a movie without popcorn is easy, but going to the movies, there's the freshly popped movie theater popcorn is just different.
Oh yeah.
So
It
I think
pops
when you
different, as
go
the
to
kids
the
say.
movies, you need to get popcorn.
Yeah.
Now where we can disagree is I do not butter my movie theater popcorn.
Really?
Yeah.
Not even one little squirt?
No.
You
I
just let it the natural salt?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, when I'm at home and I get my Orville Redenbacher or Pop Secret or whatever brand we're buying, movie theater butter, that's what you got to go with.
Yeah.
Or Butter Lovers or whatever.
Yeah.
But
That's a great band name.
I'm sure someone's got it. But
Spotifying it.
but when I'm at the movies, I do not add butter to my popcorn for the reason that it makes it like soggy or slippery.
Oh, yeah, I've run into that.
Not only just like on my fingers, where my fingers will get like completely soaked or coated or whatever in slippery butter, but also some of the popcorn gets a little too wet for my liking.
Well, that's the hard part. When you get a fresh thing of popcorn, you're going over to the butter machine. Mm-hmm. You're putting it on the top. Mm-hmm. I mean, only the first few inches is going to get some popcorn if it even drizzles down.
Thing too. Yeah.
And you can't really shake it and mix it up because they fill that up to it's just like the can.
It's filled as much as this beer was.
All the similarities, full circle. Yep. It's up to the top. You can't shake that up.
No.
But I did. A long time ago, I saw someone do this hack at a movie theater where they would get like a Slurpee straw and they would stick it into the popcorn, and then they would slowly pick it up as they would fill the popcorn, and it was supposed to like fill all your. But that's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot of work, and then your whole hand is coated in butter the whole bucket full.
Yeah, well, you know what? It's been so long since I've had the popcorn experience at a movie theater. I can't even tell you how messy it is to get the butter, but I do remember always having.
Well, I couldn't tell you either because I haven't buttered my popcorn in years.
You wouldn't dare.
I've been to the movies, and my popcorn hasn't been buttered.
I've been to the movies.
I've been there and not done that.
Well,
so for the poll.
Okay, what about listen to this?
I could do 2 polls.
All right, go ahead. Are you going to butter your popcorn or not?
I'll do at the movies the or popcorn, followed by a poll of movie theater popcorn, buttered or not buttered.
Yeah, I think
so. We're both on the popcorn train.
Yeah,
and then you're on the butter train.
Yeah,
and I'm not.
You know what I just thought of though? That I'm surprised I never did. I never mixed chocolate into my popcorn.
Yeah,
like M&Ms or snow. Or why have I never done that?
We're choosing one or the other here, but one of my favorite things about getting a really salty bucket of popcorn from the movies is getting my chocolate on the side. I'm a Bunch of Crunch guy.
Bunch of Crunch.
So it's a crunch bar, but in little bite-sized forms. So my chocolate, or I'll go Twizzlers. Sometimes Ari will get the Twizzlers and something else, and I'll get the Bunch of Crunch, and we'll share the Twizzlers or whatever. But like eating a bite of chocolate or Twizzlers, and then eating a bite of salty popcorn right after it, and going back and forth.
That's sweet and savory.
It's great.
All in one.
It's great. I've never dumped it into my popcorn.
Yeah, I feel like M&M's would.
I don't know if I want the
popcorn.
surprise, really.
Yeah, it's like trail mix.
It's like trail mix. Sometimes you get a handful of almonds.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get a handful of M&Ms.
Or sometimes you get
Sometimes
raisins.
you get peanuts, almonds, cashews, and M&Ms.
And raisins. It's the mystery.
It's a mystery.
It'd be cool if they sold like a sweet and savory popcorn mix.
What, at the movies?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like we'll throw in some
I'm
M&Ms
sure some of the
you.
movie theaters do. Some of those ones that you can
the
do
fancy
dine-ins.
ones. Yeah. I'm sure too.
Because, I mean, there's popcorn brands out there that give you chocolate drizzled popcorn. So why wouldn't the movie theaters be able to do that?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to do it at home. I think a homemade. I mean, since we're making paninis and stuff, we might as well start branching off into like some experimental desserts.
You guys are gonna be running a 4-star restaurant in no time.
Yeah, paninis and
gourmet popcorn.
Gourmet popcorn.
I think you got nothing to lose.
All right.
But anyway, when you looked it up, what? You looked up something.
No, I didn't. Oh, I was gonna look up if Butter Lovers was a band.
Did it come up? No one on Spotify with the name?
There's songs. No band has Butter Lovers. Well, there might be a garage band out there that has Butter Lovers, but they haven't made it to Spotify yet.
Wow. I'm shocked, to be honest.
Me too. But that's a solid name.
Yeah. And there's only...
You know what?
There's not even a song, Butter Lovers.
I know.
Plenty of butterfly lovers out there. I thought for sure there'd be 2 or 3 bands that popped up with the name Butter Lovers, or
as did I.
Or at least
you know
songs.
What? There is no one has butterlovers.com.
Do I hear a marketing opportunity? I think so.
But it does say you buy it now for $3,000.
Oh,
So maybe someone does have it and is like
someone must
offering
own
up.
it and just isn't using it.
Sitting on Butter Lovers.
Those bastards.
I mean, that's a good website to have.
Depending on what you do.
Someone's gonna pay $3,000 for that at some point.
Surprised someone hasn't paid it already.
Like,
Well, we know no bands are paying for it.
like a popcorn food truck or something.
Yeah.
Butter Lovers. But you'd probably do like Butter Lovers truck or something like that.
Well, I think you only do Butter Lovers truck if Butter Lovers is taken.
Right. Wow. So I guess someone has butterlovers.com then.
They're just not utilizing the opportunity.
Yeah. It says, it's like buy butterlovers.com for $2,900 or for as low as $250 a month for 12 months.
Worth it.
Yeah, it's worth it in my opinion.
Just because then you could just say you're the official Butter Lover.
I'm the owner of the Butter Lovers.
The official webpage of Butter Lovers.
Damn. Missed opportunity.
You could always rebrand the coaster business.
To what?
Butter Lovers.
I'm going to have to find the connection, but right now it's not looking good. But Megan and I did recently sign up for a new gym. We used to go to this gym, but then we left.
So it's a
rejoin.
recent
formerly known
gym.
Recently former previous.
Mm-hmm.
We used to go to LA Fitness.
Okay.
Moved down the street.
Apartments,
right. It had a gym in our place.
Ah.
So we're like, all right, we don't need to go to the gym, right?
Yep.
Came to realize, there was limited things we could do at our gym.
Mm-hmm.
So we're like, all right, let's do Planet Fitness. Super cheap. Get all the stuff you need, right?
Mm-hmm.
$10 a month. And for some reason, it might have been me. I just missed having like the free racks where there's everything is assisted when it comes to machines there.
At
right?
Planet Fitness.
Planet Fitness. And they have free weights as in dumbbells.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else is all assisted, which is fine. You still get really good exercise. But for some reason, I just always grew up training with free racks, right?
Right.
And they were running a promotion, blah, blah, blah. We went and like, all right, let's just do it. It's super cheap. So Megan got a membership and she can bring a guest every single time. So
You're the
I can
guest.
just be the guest, right? And we went last night for the first time since we had our membership.
Mm-hmm.
And we signed up on Sunday afternoon. So we went, walked around. We're like, oh, yeah, I remember this place is great. Blah, blah. Went last night. And we quickly realized why we decided we left in the first place.
Okay.
So now we're having a little bit
Reservation
of buyer's remorse.
Yep.
Yeah. So got all the equipment you need.
Okay.
We went at 6:30 yesterday, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It was a zoo.
Is that why you regret it?
Absolute zoo.
That's why you
Okay.
regret it?
Part of it.
Okay.
Because we would go to Planet Fitness at around 6, prime time for people off work.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be busy, but you'd still be able to, there's enough there, you'd still be able to find stuff you want to get done, right?
Right.
LA, it was out of control,
Hmm.
like absolutely out of control. And it's out of Megan's comfort zone. She hates the meathead, grunters, all that kind of shit, right?
That's what LA Fitness is.
And I kind of forgot that LA Fitness is filled with that.
Right.
Absolutely filled with it, right? The free weight section,
People
it's
are
just,
throwing weights.
yeah, dude, it's insanity, okay? So we didn't have a fantastic first
Trip back. Right.
Well, actually, we did work out on a Sunday afternoon, after we got our membership, and it was really quiet because it was Sunday at 4. Not a lot of people there, right?
Okay.
So that was good. And all was nice until we went prime time. So we're going to give it another maybe week or so to see if we can find a better time. Like if we have to go early in the morning, maybe, if it's not as bad. But I'm starting to think that, maybe a couple free racks and, just like nicer locker rooms and stuff like that might not be worth the extra $20 a month.
Might not be. I mean, what are you really trying to accomplish anyway? You're not trying to...
No, yeah, I think so Planet Fitness, LA Fitness has like saunas and steam rooms and all that kind of stuff in their locker rooms. Mm-hmm. And I do enjoy the sauna. It was something I also wanted to talk about,
sauna
which I think is, it's such a funny concept of people sitting in a hot wooden room. Just sweating.
Naked.
No talking.
Next to strangers.
Very weird thing we do as a society.
I've never done it.
I love it. I do love it because I love to
You're
sweat.
You're talking so much smack on it.
No, it's a weird thing, but I love it.
Mm-hmm.
So if we do end up leaving, that would be my only, sad thing that I miss.
You'd have to get one last sauna in.
Yeah, I'd have to just take really hot showers, I guess, or something.
It's pretty much the same thing.
But yeah, dude, it was just it wasn't. I mean, there was a guy there like just throwing weights around, and he had like one of those freaking insulated bags on, like a jacket that like tin. It had like shiny jacket to like keep your sweat in to like shed weight.
Right.
Just like
shredding season.
Super grunting, like embarrassing grunting. Like,
well, not to him.
No, not to him. But like
you were embarrassed to be around him.
Yeah, like we were trying to just use the rack to do some squats and stuff, and it was tight.
You and Meg are over there doing like 25s. On
yeah,
the side.
It was tight quarters. Megan wasn't having it. This guy was doing bicep curls and just absolutely yelling, like, come on, like like looking at like, and we were like, oh man, is this why? This is why we might have.
This is it. This is the reason.
This could have been the reason. So I don't know. We're a little torn. Like we don't want to spend any more money to go to like a nicer gym because there is like one more nicer gym around us.
You can just keep working your way up the ladder.
But like at what cost? It's like I already paid to go to the Rock gym. So
right.
It's practically Megan finding a place she likes to work out.
Now, didn't you say you get a health stipend or something?
Yeah, we through work we get like $300 a year reimbursed, which is nice. It really like.
Does that pay for the Rock gym?
It pays for almost about 3 months of it.
Oh
yeah,
whew.
Yeah.
3 months of the Rock gym is $300.
Yeah, I pay $95 a month to go to the Rock gym, but it's like a full-on gym. Like I can work out fully there and climb.
It has weights and stuff.
Has a full gym area, but yeah, the whole thing was like, oh well, if it has a whole gym section, let me just add Megan on as a second member,
right?
And she would only be paying. I say only compared to what the climbing membership is. I think she'd pay like $68, $70 a month basically for a full gym.
Yep.
But she was like, well, yeah, if I can go to Planet Fitness for $20, for like the top card,
and
right?
You can go for
and
free.
I can go for free. It's like, why not?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think
you're gonna end up back at Planet Fitness.
I think we're gonna end up back there, and I think it was one of those like wishful thinking things where you like go back and like they got the pool, the basketball courts, but it's like when it's so.
You know what they say, Jake? You don't realize what you got till it's gone.
I think so, and we were both.
You really underappreciated Planet Fitness.
Yeah,
and you're just gonna expect them. PF to welcome you back with open arms. And
we have. They said we have 30 days to go.
It's like a relationship.
Yeah, it's an ultimatum. Basically,
it's like, hey, we had
us or nothing.
We had some good times together, and I didn't
it's sad to see you go.
didn't like the way things ended, but I'm I'm going to have to move on with my life. I can take a job opportunity out in California and leave.
Yep.
But I need to know that you and me, we can make this work.
I'm extending the olive branch. I'm giving you 30 days.
Yeah, you have to the end of the week. Otherwise, I'm accepting the job with Google in California.
Exactly.
And this is never going to be a thing again. I loved what we had. I didn't like that you ended it.
Yeah.
You said it was me, not you.
So true. And that's kind of how it felt when we went in there to say that we were canceling.
There were tears?
Almost. I mean, we said, we got a gym in our apartment, and we just don't need to come here.
Just admit there's another girl.
Yeah, and the guy was like, "Oh yeah, I would do the same thing." So he understood.
Yeah.
But it's like weirdly enough, I feel like it could be like a relationship where you like almost get like comfortable, and you're like, you know what? There could be something else out there.
Yeah.
And then you end what you got, get to your the grass is not always greener, right? You get to your new place, and you're like, man, from afar, this looked like it was everything I wanted. Now that I'm in it,
it's nothing.
It is nothing.
Nothing like I thought it would be.
Yeah, so
and now you have to go crawling back with your tail's between your leg.
Seriously.
Your tail between your legs.
Yeah, and I almost feel bad, too, because it wasn't like my doing. Like, because Megan... Yeah, because like Megan liked LA Fitness when we went, but I was just like, if it's like only like 8... like.
So you're throwing Meg under the bus.
No. I'm throwing me under the bus.
Oh, okay.
So I'm saying it wasn't entirely me pushing to go back to LA.
Mm-hmm.
It was my suggestion because like she got like an offer to come back since we had left. Mm-hmm. So they said like if you sign up now, no initiation, only 1 month up front, cancel any time. So I'm like, what's to lose,
Right.
And luckily,
you guys are really like you're in all over the place.
We are. Yeah.
You're in LA Fitness now for a month, which you can cancel anytime.
Mm-hmm.
You're still at Planet Fitness where you can cancel your cancellation within 30 days.
Yeah, we got till the end of the March, and in March to go back to, like right now, we're not even in a contract with Planet Fitness, but we can go work out there right now if we want to.
You guys are members
with 2 people.
You guys are
here.
members of 4 gyms.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, it's true. We got one in the
Rock Gym, the Apartments, LA Fitness, Planet Fitness.
Yeah, we got to get it together.
Or you could just go work out at all 4 every day.
Yeah, that's
while
true.
You got the opportunity.
Yeah, I felt bad too because Megan and I were actually really getting into a good groove at Planet Fitness too. Like we were.
Yeah, you really did just leave it for greener pastures.
Yeah,
it turned out to be not.
We did.
What's it? Not fertile. You can't grow any crops here, but it looked like a nice piece of land.
Yeah, it was an immature buy, a premature buy.
Premature.
So yeah,
Jump the gun.
I think though Planet Fitness might not be the shiniest, prettiest toy on the market. Functionality and
get you from point A to point B.
Yeah, like you can get done what you need to get done there
at a cheap price.
Yeah, and it's just you're right. You don't know what you got till it's gone.
It's too bad, Jake. I mean, luckily for you, you've fallen into this gray area of 4 gyms that will welcome you with open arms at this time.
Yeah, that's the thing, though. For me personally, so I have the Rock Gym.
Yeah.
Right. When all else fails, I have all full comfortable confidence to go work out there, whatever I need to do. Megan doesn't want to pay to go to the Rock Gym. She doesn't really.
Yeah, not $60.
She doesn't really rock climb. So why would she pay extra money to go to a gym that has a gym part, but the biggest
what you're paying
for is rock climbing.
Yeah,
which makes 100% sense.
Yep.
I'm like, there's no need.
Don't sign up. Yeah,
like I have 2 guest passes I can use. If you want to come, you can come. But it's basically having a place for her to feel good working out at, and like if you don't grow up like lifting or like do it often, like being in that meathead environment,
that's literally
that's
literally
Planet
what
Fitness is made for.
Yeah, it's every Planet Fitness commercial.
Exactly. Yeah,
they're the commercial that's I pick things up and I put them down.
Yeah, they're like they got the hunk alarm, they got it all.
Is it actually an alarm that if you drop the weight too much, an alarm goes off?
Yeah, we've heard the alarm go off once.
That's a bit much, I feel like.
Yeah, but
like there should be someone monitoring the the gym floor. That like if someone
Well,
like,
that's
if someone drops the weight, you just go, hey.
yeah.
Like, you're not in LA Fitness, you know.
Well, one guy was they didn't ring it fully. Like usually it's like a loud bell, but they hit it once when they heard it, like kind of as like a warning.
Okay.
And the guy kept like, some guy was really trying to like max out one of these cable machines, and when he would drop it, the whole thing would fucking slam. And in a gym where there's not a lot of grunting and yelling and just some music, it's really polarizing because it's all you hear.
Right.
And he did it again, and then he was grunting and all that. He was like literally the anti-Planet Fitness that you'd expect there. And one of the guys up front came and was like, yo, you gotta like
Chill.
Yeah, he was like, oh yeah, I got it. It was just like this guy was fucking out of his mind.
Not in the right place.
Yeah, we're like, dude, like read the room kind of thing. And like
Did he-
there are
Did he go
people-
on and finish his workout?
Yeah, he still slams some stuff around, but like if I was the front desk guy, he's like, I'm not gonna confront that guy again. Like you could rip your head off. Which is kind of funny because like you gotta tell like lunks.
Lunks?
Yeah, the lunk alarm, I think it's called.
Lunk?
I think so.
What's a lunk?
Like a beef, like a meathead.
A lunk?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
If you're gonna go and tell like a huge meathead to like stop working out, it's like, you know, you got to have a beefy guy going up to another beefy
Aren't
guy.
the people even at Planet Fitness who work there? Don't they look like they work out?
Some really don't.
Really?
Yeah, but that's kind of the thing, though. It's like,
Hey, come here and you could look like
it's
me.
a little intimidating. You know, like I can see it from both areas, right? You come into a gym and like the people up front, super like unathletic looking. You're like, what am I doing here? But
Yeah.
then also you come into a gym and you see like these fucking rip people, and you're like, oh, geez, like.
I feel like going into a gym, you have to see people who are fit, like in shape and like fit, like visibly. They don't have to be ripped, but they have to be. Like you look at them and you go, "That person's in shape."
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
They cannot be questionably out of shape if you work at a gym, because there's gonna be questions asked.
The guy,
And are you really gonna take advice from someone who doesn't look like they work out?
the guy we canceled our contract with
Yeah.
did not look like he worked out at all. He
See,
was like a guy off the street, like a
he
little,
round?
like, little chunky, like normal dude, like no muscle on his arms, just like a guy.
Yeah, like your reason for quitting was like, hey, we don't really like all the cable machines. We want some more free weights and
Yeah,
you know, you run through some exercise. He goes, I've never heard of this before.
yeah. Thought we had that here. I guess I'm wrong.
Bench press, you said? We don't have that? Oh, weird.
Yeah, but all that being said, again, I feel like the Planet Fitness is kind of like the panini, right? Doesn't look great, right? Like you think of panini, it's like, oh, just a melted sandwich, right?
Looks pretty good.
All right, maybe it looks good.
Uh-huh.
All right, you get that purple. Some people are a little thrown off by that purple
Yeah, that's true.
look in the gym.
Okay, yep.
A lot of people pass over Planet Fitness. Like, oh, why would I go to Planet Fitness? I can do better. Until you go to Planet Fitness, get a taste of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're like, okay, this is getting the job done. I think I'm going to have some more paninis.
Right.
That's where we are. I think
You're in the panini world in more than ways than one.
I know. I think we're going to give it a couple more goes at LA. Maybe we'll try early mornings and see what it's like. But you know, if we're gonna have to be waking up at the ass crack of dawn just to get like availability,
Not gonna be worth
is it 1,000% worth it? you know?
Percent. I don't know, Jake. That's gonna be. You got a couple more days to make that decision.
I'll keep you guys posted though.
I'm sure
I know
everyone's
you guys-
sitting on the edge of their seat.
You should be.
Jake, I got a question for you
All right. I hope I got an answer.
from one of our listeners.
One of many.
Are there more doors or wheels in the world?
Okay, that's tough
It's very tough.
because I immediately
Mhm.
I said obviously there's got to be more wheels,
Mhm.
but then you factor in all the doors on cars, right?
Is that what you're factoring in?
Well, yeah. Because if
there's
we're
pretty
talking
much
doors in houses,
doors that outweigh wheels by far.
I don't know. Think about it.
You think about it. Think about a car.
There's
Jake.
more cars than houses. There's practically 3 cars in every house driveway.
Exactly. Think about a car.
I'm thinking.
Think about your car.
Got it.
They're very common
4
looking.
wheels, half a wheel in my trunk.
4 wheels, 4 doors.
5. Oh yeah, 4 doors. Yep.
They equal out.
Equal out.
Every
Okay, so we
car,
can
every
cancel-
car is pretty much like that.
I see what you're saying. So practically, the wheels are canceled out, regardless.
On
right?
cars.
On cars.
I mean, then you have
tractor
then you have
trailers.
tractor trailers, but then you have 2-door cars. So then you have 4 wheels, 2 doors.
Yep.
You have a lot
Motorcycles.
of tractor trailers.
Motorcycles, 2
Motorcycles,
wheels,
2
no
wheels.
doors.
Yep. So cars, I feel like where you have 18 wheelers with 18 wheels and probably 4 doors. I mean 3 doors. You know, where those wheels outweigh the doors, there's doors that outweigh the wheels. And then you think of houses. No wheels.
No wheels.
Houses have up to God knows how many doors. 20 doors in an average house? I don't know.
I would.
You think of a 1-bedroom. That's going to have a closet. That's going to have a
I didn't even
bathroom.
think about closets.
That's going to have a front and back door. Probably a basement or an attic. Maybe a half bath.
So you're leaning towards door,
I'm leaning towards door. That's 7 doors in a 1-bedroom, 1.5 bathhouse.
right? And if you're throwing in 3
No
cars
wheels.
in the driveway, right? Let's say 2 cars, right? 2 cars in the driveway.
Uh-huh.
Mom, dad.
Yep.
Already canceled out, right? Because
Yeah,
you
because
got.
then you got to think mom might have a minivan. So mom's going to have 5 doors.
Ooh,
Or a SUV, 5 doors. I would think.
outweighs the wheels.
Outweighs the wheels.
Man, then you got kids' bikes.
Bikes brings the wheels back in. ATVs or any kind of dirt bikes or
Does
or
it sound
toys.
crazy that it's a close race?
It's close, but I'm still on the door side.
I feel like I'm missing something with the wheels. I feel like there's
Well,
something out there
hang
that's
on.
going to throw wheels.
In a house, so you guys have just gone through this purchase recently.
Mhm.
Especially nowadays, post-COVID era. A lot of people working from home. A lot of people have desk chairs.
So true.
With wheels.
Wheels on the desk chairs. Wow. So if you're throwing in like an office building, you got a lot of doors, but you got a lot of
It's
wheels.
true.
Wow. That is. Ooh, that's a wild card. I didn't even think about the office chairs.
Sounds like you didn't think about it a lot.
Well, no, I mean, this is the first time I'm hearing the question, so I'm processing.
I'm trying to think, yeah, I don't know. I was fully on
Until
board
you said
with
desk
wheels.
chair?
No. Now I'm trying to think of
You got
like
skateboards.
if you think of like a conveyor belt. I feel like some conveyor belts are like all wheels underneath that they just roll along.
Do you think Google has an answer to this?
I think it's worth a Google. But this question comes from my girlfriend Ariana. I don't know what.
Where did she conjure up that question?
She is a kindergarten teacher, so it's not out of the question that this came up at work.
Okay, well, maybe maybe something came up in an article because this was posted 5 hours ago. Are there more wheels or doors in the world? Why we can't resist an internet debate. 6 hours ago.
Can't resist it.
So maybe she came across.
It must be on
something like this.
TikTok.
Oh. Too many of us
Too many.
found ourselves hotly arguing about a pointless question asked last week. Why can't we help wasting time on inconsequential online queries such as, are there more wheels or doors in the world? Well, I can't even scroll on this page, so. It seems like it's a hot topic out of nowhere.
It must be a popular TikTok trend.
A trend that us old geezers missed.
You're on TikTok, Jake, so
Not as much as I used to be. I used to be Oh yeah, like I said, I usually have been spending my time scrolling eBay, looking at old watches now, rather than TikTok. Not much better. But I don't know. There's a lot of things. I would have to literally sit down and list.
Okay, so this article says that it all started when a Twitter user called Ryan Nixon, who only has 1,000 followers on the platform, posted a poll. My mates and I are having the stupidest debate, and I'm here for it. Do you think there are more doors or wheels in the world? After 223,347 votes,
Holy shit.
the decision went 53.6% to 46.4%.
Wow.
So pretty close. But the winner with 53.6% is, what do you think?
I'm guessing wheels.
Wheels won that debate. The exact answer is completely impossible to work out, as nobody has ever counted every single door and wheel in the world, and it depends what you count as a door and a wheel. Are we just counting doors on buildings, or do cupboards, vehicles,
oh my God,
and doll houses count? What about advent calendars? Those have doors on them. The same goes for wheels. It is only wheels on vehicles, or as pushchairs, wheelbarrows, and toy cars included. What about hamster wheels, and wheels on suitcases, and wheels underneath fridges? Come to think of it, a lot of things seem to have wheels, so I'm definitely leaning towards that. But think there must be a lot of doors in the world too. The debate is causing huge frustration, as there's simply no way to find out the right answer, which is exactly why the question is so great.
Wow, this article breaks down like the history of like wheel production. People are really going all in on this. You know, from the outside looking in, seems like it'd be a quick and easy think about things over debate, but I think the more you open
I think
up
that's the point.
the
I think
rabbit hole-
that's exactly the reason why it's so viral right now. Why Ari felt like she had to
Oof.
ask us, you know, the most knowledgeable
Yeah.
podcast out there, this question.
That's a crazy poll turnout. Like that, like,
For someone who has 1,000 followers.
and for it to be so close.
Yeah. Well, I think everything just points to why it's become so viral. Because one, no one knows. Two, the more you think about it, the like deeper you get into it, the more like you just go back and forth with it. Like just sitting here for the first 30 seconds, we just kept going back and forth.
That's probably a good poll to put on a Wednesday poll too.
Could be.
Got this still from Ryan Nixon.
Might have to.
We'll add him and be like, thanks to Ryan Nixon.
I'm sure 220,000. I'm sure
Yeah, right.
millions of people have added him by now. I should check out his Twitter. Let's see if I can find it. If it's not
Wow.
private at this point.
Yeah, right. He went bonkers with the followers.
But so I guess we're on board with the wheel
I
train as a podcast.
think wheels. I feel like there are a lot of spare wheels. There's tire shops, but there's also like he said, there's cabinetry shops. There's like is it a door that is not on something, like an actual door that's like in a store, like at a Home Depot?
A door store?
You got wheels on shopping carts. You got wheels on like forklifts, like anything. It's it's just endless. You could do a whole entire podcast on just more wheels or doors, and every episode could be just the debate.
Yeah. I mean, New York Nixon. Ryan Nixon at New York Nixon. Still only has 1,158 followers.
So even after all that clout, he's still a normal dude. We can have him on the podcast.
Just a
and
normal,
see what he thinks.
Just a normal dude. But
all right, well, it's a good thing for you guys to think about. Let us know what you think in the comments.
he put out, I don't know. I guess he was known for some other viral tweet
Man, this guy just dishes out those
because he retweeted someone that said, "My mates and I are having the stupidest debate." 2 days after the door versus wheels debate, and may have changed New York Nixon's Twitter legacy for good. Once the dust is settled, what will he be better known by? The casserole guy, or the doors versus wheels
Oh
guy?
God, I don't even want to get into casseroles. Don't even bring that up. We got to go another podcast for that debate.
What, you have strong opinions on casseroles, Jake?
I'm just not ready to think of another debate like that, a heavy debate.
Well, I've been scrolling for a little bit. I don't know exactly what this casserole topic is, but we might have to save it for another.
It's probably a good one.
Might be. Might be, Jake. He's a big cricket fan.
As he should be.
Big cricket fan. Played the Wordle.
Those Englishmen.
Looks like he didn't get the Wordle.
At all?
Once.
Loser.
Oh, no, he got it.
Oh, shit. Sorry, Ryan. All right. Well, there you have it, folks. Something to think about as we leave you with a nice little debate to bring up at the dinner table.
The family dinner.
Yeah, let's see what everyone thinks. I'm leaning towards wheels, but I don't know enough about doors to change my opinion on that. So,
yeah, I think I'm leaning towards wheels because it seems like everything's got wheels. Even your cupboard with doors and the Lazy Susan in the corner's got wheels.
got wheels on it.
Yeah,
I have wheels and shoes. Those
Heelys.
All right. Any final words you gotta get out, George, before we review our beer?
I don't think so, Jake.
Okay.
I think I'm ready to go.
Tapped out. Time for a panini.
Yeah, time for a panini.
All right.
But before we go, the Beer Tree Brew, slightly fuzzy, mango and lime, Berliner Weiss.
Yeah. I honestly have no criticisms. It was a very, very enjoyable beer. There's nothing, God bless. There's nothing preventing me putting this into the 9 Club, but I just don't know if it has everything for the 9 Club.
Wow. Just even that you had the thought.
So I'm putting this guy at a 8.8.
Wow. Big fan.
Very enjoyable. I loved the flavor. The tartness was good. I mean, there's no like sediment or anything at the bottom. Sometimes these craft beers, you get to the bottom, you get some nastiness that comes up.
True.
All in all, nice looking beer, nice tasting beer. Good surprise and shift from those classic IPAs.
Mm-hmm.
If you see it, pick it up. The slightly fuzzy mango lime.
Yes.
Big fan.
Well, I mean, I guess mainly because it is a sour, and I'm just not a big fan of the sour. Might bring me down a little bit more. It had great taste. It was just, I think for all the reasons that you liked it, like a sour. Like I'm not a big fan of the bitter.
Yep.
Too bitter for an enjoyable drink for me. But I think as far as sours go, I'd have to give it a 7.75.
Okay.
So 7 3/4.
Hey, it's all subjective, you know?
Yeah, I mean that's what we're here for.
Cool. Well, thank you, Beer Tree Brew, again, for the delicious beer.
Tasty beverage.
I wish we could say you sent it to us, but you didn't.
Maybe one day, Jake. Maybe one day.
Okay. Well, if that's everything, I can play us out. 'Cause that's what I can do now, you know?
I mean, I'm ready to go, Jake. I said it before. I'll say it again. I'll just stall for time as you find the outro song.
Sorry. My pages must have closed while we were... This is real embarrassing.
Oh, my God.
I know, I really thought I had
Even
it
as you
together.
bragged that you could do it now.
I'm
just waiting.
I think it surprises me still every single time.
I'm just waiting to hear it.
Me too.
Well, I mean, if people stuck around long enough to hear that,
There's maybe one or two.
maybe. I don't know how many people make it past the beer review, but I hope you enjoyed that.
Well, they would get the shenanigans if they did.
They could feel like they're in the loop.
See you.
Thanks for listening to the Any and Everything Show.